Good afternoon. My name is the Reverend Jacqueline. I'm the lead minister at the Eno River Unitarian Universalist Fellowship in Durham. As a Unitarian Universalist minister, I come here with my heart and actions rooted in our 7 core values of our faith: justice, equity, pluralism, interdependence, generosity, transformation, and love. The latter being the most important of these, as it likely is for most of you. We UUs are committed to holding love with great intentionality at the center of all that we do, even as we might sometimes need to be reminded of that. Love, not as emotional feel-goodism or even sympathy, but love as a powerful, moral, ethical, spiritual force that recognizes our interdependence as human beings, indeed with all beings. Love at the intersectionality of all our human concerns. Love motivated by the compassion inherent to the faith we all hold, and love as an ethical commitment to transform unjust structures, to change the very systems that produce inequity and suffering. April 11th through 17th was Black Maternal Health Week, which was around the same time that my colleague, the Reverend Allison Eskildsen, called me and invited me to, or wrote me and invited me to come here to be with you today. And whether her intention and her invitation was by coincidence or design, I nonetheless could not help but consider the inequities of Black maternal health, which I too, unfortunately, have some lived experience of. But my heart was at the same time uplifted as I considered that it has been Black women, those community activists and scholars whose leadership in our collective movement for reproductive freedom has been central in shifting the conversation beyond the single health issue of abortion and instead offering us an intersectional diagnosis and remedy that recognizes the mutuality and the well-being of us all. The diagnosis being that reproductive rights are really, as some of you have already said, my colleagues, about reproductive justice that needs to be tended with compassionate action in both public policy and also in our faith traditions. Reproductive justice and the real lives of real people of all backgrounds, those making decisions in circumstances others might not imagine. Families balancing health decisions, finances, and caregiving, survivors of violence seeking safety and bodily integrity, just to name a few of the very real concerns that too many among us contend with. Justice, equity, and pluralism are important links to our freedom, to our bodily autonomy, to our right to have children, to our right not to have children, and to our right to parent children in safe, healthy environments. And the realities that race, class, and gender identity have a real impact on both the quality of healthcare and who can access it, whose lives are valued, whose dignity is diminished, and whose futures are obstructed. The remedies suggested by those Black women are practical, culturally competent care, community-based medicine, advocacy for policies that address the economic and social determinants of health, and of course, Medicaid expansion. In our state of North Carolina, these efforts are life-saving when we consider that the closure of rural health facilities disproportionately affects the poor and people of color. Our faith traditions call us to support the most vulnerable among us, because when we protect and advocate for those facing oppression and the greatest inequities, everyone, and I mean everyone, always benefits. We are progressive religious communities, and we must continue to be relentlessly courageous in changing the faith narrative around reproductive justice, to lead in building interdependent communities that protect bodily autonomy and promote thriving for all people and for all families. And so, my friends, may our faith lead us to protect human dignity, to heal harm that has been done, and to build a world where every person can decide their own path with support and with compassion. Let us make it so, my friends. Amen, ashe, blessed.